much does an estate plan cost? That's a big question. Making an estate plan is definitely a financial investment. You're investing in caring for yourself and your loved ones. And so it's a big decision which attorney you're going to use. I think a first question is, what is in a complete estate plan? So a complete estate plan is going to have a power of attorney for healthcare. That's going to say all of your wishes if you lose capacity during your life. It will have your end of life wishes. It will also show, any wishes you have for your burial or your funeral. And then it will nominate someone to be your power of attorney for healthcare. And that person will be able to serve and take care of you if you lose capacity. Typically, people will pick a spouse or a partner to be their power of attorney for healthcare. In California, if you are disabled, if something happens to you, there is no person who has de facto power to take care of you. What is de facto power? That means if you're married, that person doesn't have the right to make medical decisions for you unless they have your power of attorney. If it is your adult child, you do not have the right to make medical decisions for that person unless they have given you a power of attorney. And so getting a power of attorney for healthcare in place is really important so that if anything happens to you, the people you want to take care of you are going to have the legal ability to do that. A power of attorney for finance. A power of attorney for finance would take care of managing your assets that aren't in a trust and paying your bills and making sure things like minimum requirements for distribution from IRAs are made, taxes are paid, and that is a document that is part of a power of attorney for finance. A good attorney will have a power of attorney for finance that's drafted that includes all kinds of powers. The power to access your social media, the power to access your email accounts, the powers to carry out all of the financial things that you do in your life, so that if something happens to you, that person will be able to care for you. The next element of a complete estate plan is a living trust. A living trust is effective during your life. All of the assets that you put in your living trust will be under the management of a trustee. When you are competent, that trustee would be you. But if you ever had developed dementia or in a car accident or something, God forbid, would happen to you, then a successor trustee could step up and they could manage your financial affairs and make sure that all of your financial life stayed in order. And then after death, that trust serves a different purpose. It would act to say who should get your estate, who should get your assets after death. And then lastly, there's a will. Now, if you have a trust, why do you need a will? The answer is this. In order for assets to be held in the trust, you have to move the name of the account to the name of the trust. And so if the account I have is in the name of Amy Harrington, it's not part of the trust. If the account I have is in Amy Harrington as trustee of the Amy Harrington Trust, then it is in my trust. And so sometimes people forget to put things in their trust. And so we have a document called a will, a pour over will, and that pours over any assets that you forgot to put into your trust. And so we have it there as kind of a belt and suspenders to make sure that if you forgot to put anything in your trust, that we can get those assets into the trust after death. And so those are the 4 documents: power of attorney for healthcare, power of attorney for finance, a living trust, and a pour over will. Those are the 4 that you need. Can you do an estate plan for less money? You can, of course. You can say, I just want to have a will, or I just want to have a trust, or I just want to have a power of attorney. Those are things that you can do. But the goal of estate planning is to make sure that you have nominated people who will take care of you if you are disabled, and then also that your beneficiaries after your death are going to be taken care of. And so my advice would be to get a complete estate plan so that you know that you are protected and your loved ones are protected, and that you make the investment in getting the complete estate plan so that you know that that is taken care of. If you don't do a complete estate plan, what can happen? People really tend to focus on what would happen if they don't have a will or a trust. But one of the greatest gifts you could give to somebody is having your power of attorney for healthcare and finance in place. If you don't have a power of attorney for healthcare or finance, and something happens to you, like you develop dementia, then your loved ones, in order to take care of you, need to hire an attorney, go to court, try to establish a conservatorship, and then be monitored by the court for as long as you need a conservatorship, which may be as long as you live. They will have to report to the court on a regular basis about what they are doing. That process is not only extremely stressful and taxing for the person who has to take care of you, it is expensive. You are paying a lawyer, a very specialized conservatorship lawyer, to advise the conservator on how to take care of you and how to comply with the many, many court rules. When you're asking someone to take on the responsibility of caring for a person who is very unwell, and then also asking them to go to court and have to participate in a court process that scrutinizes them, you're asking a lot. And so one of the greatest gifts you can give is making sure that you have those documents in place. With regard to an estate, if you don't have a trust or a will in place, and later when you pass away, if it's unexpected or you just never, thought to put your trust or will together, then the beneficiaries have to scramble. They have to hire a lawyer. They have to figure out how to proceed. Investing in an estate plan during your lifetime can be expensive, but it is nowhere close to as expensive as failing to put an estate plan together. It's Attorney Amy. I hope you liked that video. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content like this. I post every week. If there's topics or issues you think I should cover and you haven't seen a video here yet, please let me know in the comments.